Hi folks, welcome to week 2. This week we're looking at the general nature of a will. The learning theory tells me that these videos should be 5 to 7 minutes at most, and of course I've gone over the last few, so I'll try and keep this one more concise so you don't disengage or put me on the Mickey Mouse squeaky voice 1.5, 2 times play mode. Anyway, what are we doing this week? Well, this week we're introducing the general nature of a will. The workshop really looks at what you need to create a will, and the magic of it is what you need is it needs to be in writing, it needs to be signed by the testator, and it needs to be witnessed by 2 witnesses who are not beneficiaries. And that's it. That's the core of it. That's the whole subject. So we can all go home now. Succession law over. That's all you need to know. Of course, like every area of law, it's the devil's in the details, and most of what we study are the weird and strange situations that don't fit into the normal ones. So we'll do some of that, but as I said in the last video, I'm more concerned that we talk about what happens in practice too, because even though the law is simple, in practice it becomes quite complicated. People have messy, crazy lives, and they come to you and they have generally a vague idea of what they want to do with their affairs, and the legal formalities of what they need to do to create a will is usually the least of it. It's usually about sorting through a whole lot of their financial, family, personal issues and coming up with a will that's what they want, but is also one that's structured in a way that's logical that an executor is going to be able to deal with. So yeah, I mean, the question of if wills are so simple, why do you need a lawyer? Well, why you need a lawyer is someone who's really clear, orderly, rational, who can set up a will that is something that's going to be able to be administered without all the money in the will being sucked into legal fees. Because you want something that's certain, that people can't challenge, that's easy to administer. And most of the cases that we study in this course are just examples of where things have gone horribly wrong, which is why a lot of the cases are weird. They're situations where people wrote a will on a piece of wallpaper. Now, you're never going to use that in practice. I hope it's never going to happen. But those cases serve to show that sometimes strange things happen, and the courts are faced to make those decisions. And these days courts are very much, and we'll talk about this a lot in this course, focused on trying to do the right thing by the will, and trying to make the will make sense and make it valid. Has it always been that way? I don't know if any of you are familiar with Charles Dickens' Bleak House. That involves an ongoing case over a will that's been going for many years. And at that time in our history, there were some really disgraceful examples of wills that had been in the courts for years. There was one that had been for 36 years. Another one had been 117 years before the courts. And in both cases, the legal fees eventually drained the estate. So no one got anything except for the lawyers involved. And people are very keen to say, "Oh, it's those evil lawyers," but it's bad drafting. It's one of those things that, with the best will in the world, if you don't do it right, you're only going to create problems later on. So our workshop today is really about creating a will. It's about creating a will for yourself. As I said in the workshop, you don't have to use your own personal details. We don't want you to disclose things in class that you don't want to share with everyone. However, if you make it close enough to your personal details, what you'll have at the end of this workshop is a valid will for yourself once you get it witnessed. A lot of people don't have those. So let's start the course on the right basis. The readings, you'll know, go off in all kinds of tangents and talk about joint wills and contracts under wills, and again, all these things that probably will never happen to you. It's good to file them away. It's good to understand that these are the places where the law might break and there might be problems. But as I said in what I said was a short video, but it ended up not being a very short video on reading. Part of what you're doing in reading and law is not just filling your mind with content. It's about understanding the way law works, and that's something that you absorb over time. So okay, see you in the lectures the workshops this week, and let's get the basics out of the way. Let's make sure that if nothing, you get nothing else out of this course, you can actually create a valid will for yourself. Okay, see you soon.